$12 or $15 for that same 8x10 at a school or a market like that. So what we've done is with this is we do both. And we do both under the same name. I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way or what's better or not to do it, protect your name, not protect your name, but for us we're able to use both. And we don't see a problem with it. And I know this is tough, but if you think about, I tried to tell myself, if McDonald's went into the steakhouse business, do you think they'd have a really good, wonderful product if that was a market for them? And would they still use the golden arches? And I believe that McDonald's, if they wanted to, could come in here and open this unbelievable steak market, but it would, no matter where you would go in the country, you know it would be consistent, it would have high-end service, and you'd get a consistent product no matter where you went. So that's where I'm at with the volume side. Now, as I go through this, I get excited about this because it has changed my life in ways. I heard numbers of everybody in the room. I'd have to tell you that our split is we're about 50-50. We've always tried to maintain growing our volume and growing our studio. And what I keep finding is that I grow the studio, I grow the volume. I grow the studio, I grow the volume. Sometimes we're at a point where it gets hard to keep doing both. But I've found that if I look away from this side, which is the studio, it starts to just slip away. But if I look away over here for a second, yeah, it's not slipping away, but I can come back and I can keep edging it up. So now we're starting to see our volume take over our volume from our studio. You know, as we were walking out the door earlier, I talked about, I have a friend and he's one of the most financially successful photographers I've ever met. I don't know all of you, so you guys could be in different areas like that. And I use the word financial. Right now I look at this and he's at a point where he's kind of ready to say, you know what, I've done this gig, I want to move on. But he has a lot of money in the bank and he's successfully able to retire and quit with this. And his was done in the sports volume. He's also worked real hard in the studio and he's done both. You know, for me, I look at last year we were up and we're not a huge dollar place. I'd say we're probably average amongst most, but last year we increased our dollar volume by $80,000 at our revenue. Just our, not net, our gross is up by $80,000. What does that mean to us? Our studio, there's myself, I have Kendra full-time, Damon full-time, and Jody. And pretty much that's a designer, pretty much operations person, myself, and another person that helps us with all of our sales and things up front. The thing I found though is that the sports school market is so easy if you're able to just give up some of your fears and give up some of your control. It's fun for me at my place right now because when I first started it was Chris taking pictures, and then there was this place called Crabtree Photography. And now I'll be sitting in a room and I'll hear Kendra or one of my, we have some paperwork people that help us when we do our sports, and they'll go, oh, I'm over here at Crabtree. We're not even known as Crabtree Photography anymore, it's Crabtree. And that's a real bonus, I think, of a feeling for us because now it's starting to take on a life of its own. One of my more successful days that I've had that I look back and I think, geez, if I could only repeat this on a regular basis, is I was on a houseboat in Dale Hollow, hanging out for a few days, and we had a whole group of photographers there, just interacting. But the beauty behind that is I had people like Kendra and other people at the studio. We put things in place that during those 3 days while I was gone, we grossed over $20,000. And I don't know if I could do that being in the studio. It's, you know, putting those pieces in place. So I think where the school market is huge is that if you already have equipment, you already have knowledge, and you know, if you already have sports and you're trying to do the school side of it, boy, it only takes a few little things. And I'm going to have to bring this here. I'd like to show you this. This is, have you guys ever seen these?